the question will be, will it be problem-based question or how like other situation? There are some. I would say there are some, but it's very basic. Basic in the sense of if in a sense of y apa tu? It can be like you have a set of you want to save your files and it should be for archiving situation something simple situation like that. Not for architect, yes, it's gonna be a whole different scenario altogether. The question itself pun memang panjang-panjang. But for this one, no, it's not going to be something like that. It's just going to be something very simple. It's just that it says that, okay, you have you want to deploy website a website. Which should you use? Something like that. You have files that you want to archive. Which should you choose? So something similar to that. It's not going to be very complex situation. No. But there will be situations. It's not to say that there will be no situational question at all. There will be one or two, not one or two, a few of them, but it's not going to be that of a complex, those complex type questions, like for intermediate certification. No, it's not. This is just the foundation certification, so it's not going to be that hard. Okay. All right, let's see, we have more than 15 already. No, we have 15 people. Okay, sorry, I'll just start now. Okay, so we stop at innovate with AWS with okay, let me start the clock 1.5 hours. Okay, I would say that that's the most driving force for them. Okay, and also it is to cater for the current technology, current situation. People are going into serverless. People are trying to segregate themselves from handling the infrastructure or from handling the hardware, because for them they want to concentrate more on the task at hand. If there are a solution provider, if there are a programmer, their website business or something like that. So they want to focus more on their business rather than on focusing the maintaining of the hardware and so on like that. So it is basically they are catering all these needs of the current situation, current economy. Okay, so innovation focus will be to articulate the current state, the desired state, and to solve the problem to solve, and to solve whatever problems that people are facing. So what are the type of, okay, so cloud capabilities leverage AWS services for transformation, business outcome, and drive measurable results through cloud adaptation. So they want to fulfill all of these goals. So that's the driving force towards the innovation in AWS. Also, you want to evolve yourself also with the AWS. You want to use all the services that they can provide you. Okay, among them, the first that I would say the forefront of it will be the serverless application like Lambda, and also containerization and Kubernetes. So those are the forefront currently, how people are addressing their business. How you wanna, okay, there is this thing, the advantages. I'll tell you the advantages of using containerization or using Kubernetes. Okay, have you ever faced a situation whereby, okay, you create a program, you run it in your system, create a program, okay, run, tune, cantik, and then you put it in your USB, bring it to a friend or someone else because you want to show it to them, nak brag sikit katakan, you bring that software in a USB, plug it into USB, try to run it, it doesn't run. Maybe because they don't have the Java services, SDK, they don't have the Visual C++ or whatever components that is required. On your PC, you have everything already. That's why it's running perfectly. You already installed all the things that is required for you to enable you to run that particular program. But when you take it to somewhere else, that particular PC may not have all the requirements. It may not have the even the application that needs to be run. Another good example, you write everything in Microsoft Words, you went to another friend's PC, they don't have Microsoft Words, so you can't run it. That's another example of it. Okay, but with containerization or with containerization, including Docker, including Kubernetes, the beauty of it is that whatever application that you containerize, that you already put in your container, it can run anywhere at any time. That's the beauty of it. When you put in your code, you're putting in all of the dependencies as well. And it's not a virtual machine whereby you create the whole PC. It's just the components required for your application to run. It's already inside one container. So from that container, you can bring it to another place. You can bring it to one PC to another PC and confirm run punya. So that's one of the things whereby people are going for the infrastructure as code or infrastructure as code. You run all of your infrastructure. You run because from there you already stated, okay, this is the program, this is the dependencies, everything should be there already, and this is how you run it. It's stated there. Okay, let me see. Since we're talking about this, let me just have a look whether or not I still have an example of a Docker that I created last time as an example. Just as an example, let me just have a look. It should still be there, I think. DevOps should be in the playground. Yes, it's in the playground. Docker compose, YAML file. Let me just see this one. Is it correct or not? No, this is the simple one. Multi-port. Let me see whether it's still there. I should have some. I remember I do have some. Okay, so this one, let me see whether this one. Oh no, this is okay. Should be. Or is it because I don't have it anymore? Just an example. I'll just show you the Kubernetes one. Does it have a few? Let's see whether the Kubernetes will have Docker Compose. Okay, so something like this, Docker Compose to Kubernetes resources. Okay, so something. Okay, something like this. I'll show. Okay, you guys can see it, right? Okay, this is an example of a file. This is a YAML file where you deploy. Okay, you can see here, you deploy 1, 2, 3 services. This service will have, this is the container, and it will use the Redis image, and it will open port 6379 for communication. So this, in a whole, you can say that this is one PC or one server. And then this one, Redis replica, this is Redis leader, and then this is a replica for backup, for example. So you will have the same Redis. You are opening the same port. The name will be different. And then in this one, when you create this particular container, when you create this, when you run, after you port the image, you will run this command, service Redis server. You will call this particular the server, and then replica of Redis leader. So you will tell this one, this is a replica of Redis leader. They are stored in the temp directory. Okay, so web, this is another what I call that, another server. So this one server, two server, and then you have a web server with label load balancer. Environment, you get this one, you set up environment variable for it, and you open up port 8080, which is the HTTP ports. Image, you're going to use the compose web image. So when you run this particular file, when you do docker compose up, you are running 3 machine already. That's what it means by you are creating your architecture with code. And this one, anywhere you go, it will create the same thing inside your container. Inside 1 container, 2 container, 3 containers. So this is the how I would say the industry is moving forward to not just to simplify, but to replicate easily this the system. So if let's say your system is down, for you to replicate it again at another place, you just bring one file, dump it, run it, and you will have the same environment. This is what it means by infrastructure with code. So you're creating your infrastructure using codes only. Everything else, this is something like I was saying, for Kubernetes, for Dockers, for containers, which they have it in AWS as well. So you run something so that you know you run it here, you run it in AWS, or you run it anywhere, they're still going to run, and they're still going to be using this particular port. 63779, 8080, you already set to ensure that in whichever server that they are running, those ports are open for them. So this is how I would say how the serverless application is, why people are going for serverless application. So because they don't want to be bogged down by the maintenance activity, having to make sure that, okay, this one have to if let's say I want to scale it up or scale it down, I have to go here to go there. Everything is automated. If let's say for this one, let's say for Kubernetes just now, or for Docker, for you to create an instance, this one is to you want to convert the Docker Compose into Kubernetes resources. So that's one. But if let's say if you want to scale up or scale down, it's just by giving a command, scale up or scale down, or you can just scale number, how many instances you want to create. That's how easy it is nowadays. If let's say you want to create all this infrastructure or to run a certain application. Okay, so that's that. All right, so let's go here. So AWS handles provisioning, maintaining, administration, everything is handled by AWS. And then AWS Lambda is quite new. I wouldn't say that new, but it is considered as a new innovation by AWS, because this one, you don't really care what, not to say you don't really care what language, because you will tell what language it is. But if let's say, I give you an example. If let's say you have a website, and your website is to query certain things. For example, when you log in, select name, password, and then select name as password, and then select name equal from table where name and password. Correct. That's how normally we do it. Select name and password where the name and password is equals to the one that is given to you. So you want to create a query, just want to push that query and to see whether it comes back true or false. Do you really need one EC2 to do that? Do you want to go to one EC2, create one whole, just have one server with OS and everything, and just to have that particular query? High chances you don't want to. But why do you need the overhead? It's just to see whether or not people can log in. It is authenticated or not. It's just a simple query, or it's just a simple update. So why do you need to go through all that hassle? You can just create a Lambda with a SQL query inside it, and then return you whether true or false. If true, trigger something. If false, trigger something else. The trigger can be send this what do you call that, link. If false, send a error link, something similar to that. So instead of creating this whole bunch of resources, you don't run it every single time. You only pay whenever people are asking for authentication, which is going to be a lot cheaper. You have seen the pricing. Over 1 million requests, only then they will start. After 1 million requests, only then they'll start asking you to pay. If let's say, for example, every time someone upload a file, let you know. So you can just do that. Create a Lambda or create a lump whenever a new file is pushed into your S3, and then there will be an alarm or there will be a notification. You can create a Lambda for that one as well. So those kind of things will be cheaper and more manageable. Okay, so instead of going through the whole code, whereby you might disturb other stuff and so on and so forth. Okay, run code without managing the server. And then, so the developers who are using or who are using the Lambda can focus more on the product instead on the server operation to make sure that server is running, make sure that the service is running, so and so forth, make sure that patches are updated, so and so. Okay, so that's one of them. Other innovation or what do I call that? No, sorry. I wanted to show you something. Okay, this one. Let's go this one first. Okay, we go for this one first. Okay, if let's say you want to see what I call that, the more some other innovative resources or services that is offered by AWS. You can see some of them here. The Amazon Transcribe. You can see the Comprehend. I use Comprehend a few times. Fraud Detector. Lex. I've never tried Lex. And SageMaker. Also have never tried this one before. But transcribe is to what I call that, to convert. Yes, that's the word. To convert speech to text. If, for instance, you are running some like for instance, we are having this conference, and then you have other delegates from other countries, let's say, and then you want to know what they are talking about, or you have a recording of them, you want to know what they are talking about. So you can use this particular application, Transcribe, to convert the speech to text. Comprehend is to understand, even the word itself, the name, comprehend, is a service to analyze text. You give the program. I'll show you this one. This one, like I said, I used this one a few times. So I can show you that one. Uh, comprehend, analyze unstructured text. Okay, I'll show you this one example. So you can use all of this. If let's say if you want to do data mining, for example, if you want to do data mining and you want the your worker to not worker in a sense your people worker your robot worker that's scraping the internet to gather all of the text, and then maybe you can push it to this particular service and see what does it come out with. Okay, as an example, let's start comprehend input data. Okay, this is an example of input data. Okay, let's go and try to get it doesn't understand Bahasa or Tagalog or some other languages. I tried it before. Basically, it will do a lot with English. So let's go to the star online. Okay, let's go to nation. Let's pick up one question Hadi. Why do they want a question Hadi? Okay, let's try this one. The Dewan Raya, da 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 da. Okay, let's go and copy this. All the way to the end. Is there any more? No. Okay, about until here. Control C. Let me open up my notepad just so that we get rid of all the pictures and everything. So just you can see here, everything is all in text already. Dewan Rakyat, da 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 da. Pendang Jelutong. Okay, so that's all. Control A, Control X. Okay, so let's go to comprehend again. Control A, Control V. So you can see here, I put in the news just now, and we ask it to analyze. So down here, you can see the analyze text. So it will line up, it will not highlight, it will underline those that it knows what it is that it has already analyzed. You can see how fast it is. Okay, so you can see, okay, Dewan Raya is an organization. Kampa is an organization. Actually, a Kampa is a place, but it is a name. MP is a person, Chong Zimin is a person, PAS is an organization, President is a person, Datuk Sri Abdul Hadi Awang is a person, 13th Malaysian Plan is a title, 13th MP is a title, Chong is a person, so and so forth. You have more than that. Okay, you can go here, Chong, PAS, so and so forth. Okay, so with that, you can also see key phrases. What are the key phrases for this particular article? Okay, Dewan Rakyat. So you can have confidence level, whatever it is and stuff. Okay, sentiment is another thing that people normally look at when they want to analyze a certain text. Okay, sentiment, most of it are neutral. Confidence, neutral. It doesn't say that that is a bad thing. It doesn't say that it is a good thing, which is normal case for news articles. If it is a blog or something, you can say that, okay, this particular blog, this particular article is prone to something, is cons to something. But for this one, because it is a news article, is supposedly to sound neutral. Okay. I have to tell you, last time I did something like this using NLP, natural language processing. It took me a few months just to get this type of sentiment analysis with the training and everything. But nowadays, it is that simple. You don't need to create that model anymore, the language model anymore. You can just use whatever it is that is available and focus on what is it that you want to analyze, rather than focusing on creating the machine for the analyzer machine, the program itself. Okay, so this is one of the things, one of the innovation that they have, and you can use. Okay. Other than this, they also have machine learning AI, um, fraud. If let's say fraud detector for money laundering, let's say, or something like that, never used it and don't really know how to use it, but they do have it. If let's say you are with financial background and you want to try it out, please do go and try it out. Chatbot, I never really had any desire of creating any, so never really look at it. But you can, if you want to have a chatbot, you can go and have a look at that one as well. SageMaker is the what I call machine learning development. Okay, so I'll go to SageMaker. Okay. So all these services, all these resources you can use. It's just a matter of how you want to use it to cater to your business, to cater to your needs. All right. So like I said, I've never really used this one, but they do have this machine learning model that you can train, for data processing, so on and so forth. Okay. Okay. So those are the innovation that AWS offers to their customer. All right. Q developer is a code generator. Um, okay. This is something that normally, if let's say if you are a programmer, or if you are a computer science major, and then or engineering major, or even business major, because last time when I was doing my studies, there were few business major that I have to learn COBOL, which is computer for business oriented language. They do have that. I'm not sure nowadays they have it or not. COBOL is a old language, but they do. Some business requires to do some programming. Okay, so this one is a ML powered code generator, real-time code recommendation as you type. You can install this alongside with your IDE. It can be IntelliJ, it can be Visual Studio. They do support quite a number of them. Let me see. Q and why am I putting it there? Yeah, Q developer. All right, this one, Q developer. You can download and install it. But it depends on what IDE that you use, and then you can have it run together with your IDE. And while you are typing your code, it can gives you recommendation, whether something like if you are doing loops and then you are declaring variables inside your loop, which is not advisable. So they will tell you, okay, if you want to declare a variable, you should not declare it inside the loop, put it outside the loop, and then so on and so forth. Okay, set up for enterprise. Okay, this one you have to pay. Okay, improve the security and code quality. You can create your code faster. And the thing is, because it is running with ML, with a machine learning model, the code that they generate, or the code that they suggest to you, will match with your standards. If let's say you are working with Visual C++, version 11, let's say, so it will, according to that standard, they will not use null pointer, they will use 0 instead of null pointer. If you are using 13 or the latest one, and they will, okay, what do you call that? They will suggest, okay, use null pointer instead of using 0, things like that. And then they will look at because they have this contextual understanding, they will look at your code and match your style. If, for example, you are, whenever you write your code, you use double slash for your comments. So instead of multi-line comments, they will always suggest to you line comments instead of multi-line comments. So or for instance, if you normally use For variables, you use conventions. Let's say you use camel case and you have S for static variables or M for member variables and stuff like that. So if you have those kind of convention, then they will follow those conventions as well. It will have this contextual understanding because of the uh, machine learning. It is based on machine learning, and it can support multiple language: Python, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, C Sharp, C plus, C plus plus, C. It does have all that. Okay, so those are among the innovation. Because the thing is, AWS also provide SDK. So like it or not, you do some programming. The customer will do some programming to include the commands or the instruction that will be given to AWS. So they will help these people in write the codes to be able to communicate in a secure manner with AWS. So that's the reason behind all this innovation. Okay, Q developer integration. Okay, you can see here, you can go with VS Code, you can go for JetBrains, can be SageMaker Studio, IntelliJ, if I'm not mistaken, is one of them as well. Support major languages like 15 more, PHP, everything just now, C++, .NET. Key action, it can accept, reject, manually triggered code generation. In a sense, it will create codes instead of you going into ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT, create me a program for this. When you are writing your code real time, they will give suggestions to you. Okay, so that's one of them. Okay, key takeaway. So that's the end of chapter 9. Key takeaway will be AWS CAF. What is CAF again? What framework is that?
Cloud adoption framework.
Okay, the adoption framework. There is the 6 perspective. You have the people's perspective, the governance perspective, so on and so forth. Migration strategies. You have 6 approach. You have the retiring. You have re-platforming, so on and so forth. 6 of them. Snow family to migrate your data centers. You have 3 physical snow members: snow cone, snowball, and snowmobile. Okay, and then the innovation that AWS have to cater for most of the customer needs. Okay, so that will be it. So a little bit of quiz. After this, we'll do our 20 questions. Okay, which perspective of AWS cloud adoption framework helps you structure the selection and implementation of permission? Is it governance? Is it security? Is it operation? Or is it business? So this one will be security because of selection permission. The word permission will be for security. Okay, which strategies are included in the 6 strategies of application migration? The migration just now, you were saying whether you wanna, is it remembering? No, it's not remembering. Doesn't goes there. Redeveloping is not. So you have rehosting, retaining. Is it revisiting? No, it's be retaining and rehosting. That's 2. Okay. So what is the storage capacity of a snowmobile? This is the biggest one. It should be which one? The biggest one.
100 petabytes.
Yes, 100 petabytes. This one. Okay, so next we will go into module 10, the cloud journey. Before that, I'll give you the 20 questions. Okay, it's here. 20 questions. Okay, assign this. Okay, I already assigned you the questions. Let me see. Should come out. Yes, good. All right. This one, I want you to do it at your leisure. Okay, understand? Do it at your leisure. You don't have to do it now. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to finish chapter 10 so that after that you can do this and the exam. Okay? Is it okay? All right. So this one, if you want to do it now, it's up to you. For you know, do it, if you want to do it later, also can. But I want to go into chapter 10 so that we can go and at least do your mock exam, at least 2 mock exam. You can do one at 4:30 to 5:30, and we can do one at around 3 to 4, something like that. Okay? So that we have some time to discuss at least exam 1 or something like that. If let's say you have a question, any question. So, and then you have some break between the exam papers. If let's say you want to do 2 exam. Okay, first of all, do you want to do 2 exam papers or just want to do 1 exam paper?
2.
2. Okay. If you want to do 2, we'll do 2. Okay, but again, I'll give you all 7. Don't worry. Okay. Now, the cloud journey or AWS well architect framework. This is another framework which have their own perspective, and they have the 6 core benefit which we already look at. So the 6 core benefit, I'm not going to really go through them so much because we've gone through them quite a number of times, not just in the first day, but during the questions also. You have seen a lot of questions regarding the benefits. We'll just breeze through it in one go. All right. For the cloud journey, AWS Well Architect Framework, we will explore the AWS Well Architect Framework and discover the key benefits of cloud computing, learn how to design reliable, secure, and cost-effective system in the AWS cloud. That's the objective of this module. So here, this is the 6 pillar. Again, like I was saying, there is a 6 perspective of 6 pillars for a well architect framework. This one, the WAF, you have it here. Let me show you. I think I saved the WAF somewhere. Yes, well architect and the 6 pillars. Okay, this is the one. AWS well architect. Let me just get this one first. The 6 pillar for the WAF. It's similar just now. If let's say in case you want to have more if you want to have extra information regarding it, then can come and have a look at the white paper here. Okay, so this is the well architect for AWS. So you have the 6 pillar, you have the operational excellence, security pillars, reliability pillars, performance pillars, cost optimization pillars, as well as the sustainability pillars. Okay, all of this is to ensure that what it's saying is that the AWS commitment to not just to the customers, but also to the environment as a whole. Okay, so we'll go one by one. Here we go. Okay, we go from operational first. Okay, we go from bottom to top. Operational excellence is to make sure that your system or the AWS itself to run and monitor system effectively. This is to make sure your day-to-day operation runs smoothly. This is one of the things that this operational pillars. That's why I go from bottom to top. So this one, if you open it up, it will give you a whole chapter for it. For this one, it will be operational excellence. Which one did I choose? Operational excellence, right? Okay, so operational excellence will be how to apply its foundation on your well-architected solution. Achieve an environment where operation is perceived as a function isolated and distinct in line of business and teams that is support. Okay, so this one. Okay, so where was it? Operational excellence is a commitment to build software correctly while consistently deliver a great customer experience. So they will do a lot of whenever there is a bug or on their system, they will deploy it as fast as they can. If there's a new feature, they will deploy it to their customer as fast as they can to ensure consistent delivery to enhance the customer experience. Okay, so this is the operational excellence that they come out with. Okay, let me just go here. Do they have that? Okay, operational excellence. Operation as code. Why do we want to have operation as code? We want to do it operation as code because we want to automate as much as we can. When automation is done, human errors can be reduced. In most cases in the industry, errors are prone to be caused by humans. I'm not saying that I'm not pro-humans. I do love humans. I don't want the machine to go and rule us. No, I still want people to rule us. But it is a fact that most errors is caused by human error. We type in incorrectly, wrong code, wrong, silly mistakes, forgetfulness, being old. So those are errors that is introduced by human. So we want to reduce those errors as much as possible. So we want to have the operations as code. Okay, another one, I notated a documentation, kit documentation so that you know what's going on. And if let's say future engineers or future software developers comes in, they know what is it that particular code is supposed to do, proper documentation. Anticipate failures. If there is a certain failure, you already have steps and procedures to recover and ensure process is still running. It is still operational. It is high availability. So those are all under operational excellence. Another one is small reversible changes. You don't make changes that is not reversible. If something goes wrong, you can always revert back. You can roll back. So those are the things that you can do in operational excellence. If I'm not mistaken here, you can see here the design principle. Safety automate where possible. Automation just now. Operate with codes. Frequent small reversible changes. The same thing, but more detail in terms of explanation if you want to have a look. Managed services, so on and so forth. So there are quite a number of them here. Okay, so the next one, the next pillar that we'll be looking at will be a security pillar. Okay, this is to automate security practices, implement automated security mechanism and control to reduce human error and effort. Again, we want to have it automated wherever possible to reduce human error. Apply security at all layers. Like just now, when you can, if you remember, when we were looking at the security, when a packet comes in, you have the internet gate, and then you have the ACL to see whether who is allowed, who is, which packet is allowed, which packet is denied. And after that, you can, when you go into the subnet, you also have groups, you still have group securities in that sense. You want to make sure who are really should be able to go into your instances. So in all possible layers, you should apply a form of security. Same thing as multi-factor authentication. So when people want to go into your root account, not just username and password, but also you want to have them authenticate themselves with another layer. Okay, that's another one to protect your data, both in transit as well as at rest. Okay, so for this one, security pillars, if you open it up, security pillars will be okay, identity detections. No, I think foundation. Yeah, you can go here's design principle. Okay, descriptive describe how you take advantage of cloud technologies to protect data, system, and assets in a way that can improve your security posture. This is the principle, the pillar for security. The design principle can be implement strong identity foundation, the IAMs, traceability, all layers, same thing as I was talking about just now. Automate security best practice, automate wherever it's possible, keep people away from data, protect data in transit as well as at rest. Okay, and then prepare for security events, so on and so forth. So there's quite a number of things that principles that you can implement for security pillars. So I hope you know how to get to all of this. I'm showing you. Okay, so the next one, reliability pillar. This is to ensure that if there is any disruption or if there is any error introduced into the system, you are able to recover from it and ensure that your system has high availability. This is reliability. It is your system is reliable. People can trust it. Whatever happened, they know that your system will still be up and running. Earthquake ke, tsunami ke, you will still be there. The system will still be up and running. That is reliable. They know that they can trust your service. Okay. Scale on demands. This demand is also the same in a sense. They know that whenever they go to your website, it's always available. No matter how much traffic there is, you'll always be able to scale up or scale down your architecture, your system, to ensure to cater to the number of traffic. Okay, mitigation issues, handle misconfiguration and network problem automatically. So again, this one, reliability pillar, you can go here, read all about it, reliability. So every pillar encompasses the ability of a workload to perform its intended function correctly and consistently. This is very important, correctly and consistently. Okay, and then you have the foundations, manage design principle. Sorry, you have the design principle, automatically recover from failure, test recovery procedures, scale horizontally. In that sense, you scale, you increase the number of your instances to mitigate or to support the workload, to ensure availability, stop guessing capacity, so on and so forth. So here you have the principle. Okay, next one. Performance. Okay, performance is to make sure that your system is top notch. In a sense, it can respond to you as fast as is possible. Eliminate any burden and managing servers to focus on code so that you can focus and do the code efficiently. And that's to make sure that the code works efficiently. Go global quickly, deploy system worldwide in minutes, leverage managed services, operate service to reduce operational complexity, experiment more often to make sure that you are using the right technology for your purpose. You will not know whether you are using the right technology or not if you don't experiment, if you don't try. People says that, okay, you should write your program in Java, or you should write your program in C++. People will say that, or be saying that, and then you write your code in PHP. There must be a reason why you write your code in PHP. And then you know or not whether your code will work or your operation will work better in Java or in C++. You will not know until you try it out. You have to experiment. You have to see what works and what doesn't. Like just now, it is stated by AWS that Aurora works 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres. If you don't try it out, you will not know. It's a statement by AWS. But unless you try it out, only then you will know. And then should you or should you not migrate to another technology? So that's the thing. You try and experiment as often as you can. Okay, so here, if you go for performance efficiency, includes the ability to use cloud resources efficiently to meet performance. This is the word that you need to take in mind. Efficiently, use efficiently to meet the performance requirement and to maintain the efficiency as demand changes. This is in a sense of scaling up and down. Efficiently as maintain that efficiency as demand changes. All right. Next one. Cost optimization. Okay, cost of optimization consumption model whereby you pay only for the compute resources that you consume without any upfront investment. This is something that one of the benefits that we have looked at when using cloud computing. Analyze expenditure, track spending across teams and projects to identify cost saving and opportunities, manage services, reduce total cost of ownership by using services that handle maintenance tasks. You use the service only, the maintenance, whatever it is, the hardware, the security for the hardware, you don't have to care anymore. It's not under your responsibility. You want to reduce that so that you can concentrate more on your core business. And you can reduce your cost as well. Okay, so here, if we look at the cost optimization pillar, all right, so cost optimization is a continual process because you always have to look at your, you have to analyze from month to month to see whether or not are you using the correct service, or after a certain time, do you need to, instead of using S3 standard, you need to archive it, so and so forth. Maybe a few of them, few of the file storage you don't use as much, you want to put in archive. So you need to always analyze the cost, your billing, to improve, refine it, and improve over the span of the workload lifecycle. This is to ensure that you can reduce your cost as much as possible, as optimized as you can. All right, so the design principles can be implement cloud financial management, as we have seen, the dashboard, adopt a consumption model, measure overall efficiency, stop spending money on undifferentiated heavy lifting, analyze and attribute expenditure. So these are all the pillars. You can have a look. Okay, so this one, analyze expenditure, manage services, in a short form of it. Okay, so sustainability pillar, it is to understand the impact and measure and evaluate the environmental effect of the workload. Sustainability is more towards I would say this is a new pillar, and then I wouldn't say that, yeah, I would say that this is a new pillar. It is whereby you look at the environment itself. To run a huge data center will need a lot of energy. It will need a lot of cooling power as well. Because when you're running servers, you need to have it in a environment suitable for servers, which is low temperature. Because if it is high temperature, it will not work as efficiently. Okay, so one is power, the power consumption. And then if let's say you're using air conditioning, are you using the old air conditioning whereby it is polluting with CO2 and power? Are you taking it from carbon factory, in a sense, coal factory, refinery? Or are you using it reusable energy? Are you using solar? This is more to the impact of sustainability of the world as a whole. Okay, so this is one of the pillars that is set by AWS. Okay, understand the impact of using all this technology, maximize utilization, adopt efficiency offering, embrace new efficient hardware and software. So here you can see it. News is this, and then sustainability. This is the last pillar, sustainability. This is cloud sustainability. Discipline just address the long-term environmental. So this you can see environmental. If let's say you are using, where is the energy coming from? Is it renewable energy or is it non-renewable energy? Economics, whether or not it is beneficial to be using this, and then the societal impact of your business activities. So these are all, how do you say, the pillars that AWS look at when they are creating this, and when they are providing all of these resources, or they're providing all of these services to you. Okay, so that's all the 6 pillars. Okay, understand this is the 6 advantages of cloud computing. We went through this. Variable expenses, global reach, no data centers, speed and agility, go global in minutes, elastic capability, you can scale up and scale down, economy of scale, whereby you buy, benefits of lower cost due to massive scale, massive number of customers, you can lower down the cost as well. So this one we just go through. Create upfront expenses for variable expenses. You don't buy your hardware anymore. You just commission them from AWS. Cloud approach, financial impact, shift from capital expenses to operational, from CapEx to OpEx. That's one of the words that you need to understand also. From capital expenses, CapEx, to operational expenses, OpEx. Operational expenses for better cash flow management. So you don't need a lot of money, upfront money, to start your business. The benefit of massive economy of scale. You have AWS have thousands of customers, hundreds of thousands of customer aggregated usage in the cloud. And then average saving will be 25% typical cost reduction compared to on-premise infrastructure. So they can give you lower prices for their services. So this is the economic of scale. Macam beli borong. Again, beli borong, beli banyak, dapat murah. Okay, so you stop guessing your capacity. You don't really need to know whether or not, okay, we want to start off with 1 terabyte only. So you don't need to. You can just start with 1 terabyte. And then if let's say you need more, you just add more to your S3, to your block storage, so on and so forth. It's just as easy as that. You just add it up. No longer you need to have a limit, and then whenever it's not enough, you have to go to Laoyat, buy another hard disk, buy another PC to accommodate your process. Increase speed and agility. Again, in terms of deployment speed, it is as fast as you changing the numbers from 3 to 4 instances, or 3 terabytes to 4 terabytes for memory. It's just as simple as that. Cloud development, experimentation. Teams can quickly test new ideas and innovation without resource constraint. Last time, if let's say I have a new program that I want to test, I want to set it into the cloud, I have to get one computer, one server first, install, wait for the server, make a purchase, wait for the server to come in, install it into the network, have the IT set up for their infrastructure, get the IP. If let's say I want it or be open to the public, I have to go to the IT again, make a request, have it open, so on and so forth. Lengthy process, timely process. With this, I just go there, get an EC2, dump my code, see whether it works or not with the public IP. So I don't need to spend time in what do you call that, in procurements, in securing the network, so on and so forth. Rapid deployment is another one. Okay, stop spending money on data centers because data centers are expensive because it's huge. It needs a lot of money for maintenance, in terms of buying the hardware as well as maintaining the hardware. Not to mention security of the hardware. You have to make sure that put CCTV to make sure that it is secured. You monitor it all the time. Put security guard, so on and so forth. Okay, go global in minutes is due to the. Yeah, how come doesn't have any picture here? Do you guys have picture or not in your slide? No pictures, what? Oh, okay. Must be something wrong. Okay, but the go global in minutes is because of the regional footprints AWS have, so you can deploy your application as close as your customer as you can get. Okay. Okay, so quiz, which pillar of the AWS well-architected framework includes the ability to run workload effectively? Okay, run workload effectively. I think I highlighted this word just now and gain insight into their operation. So is it cost? So you should know this is nothing to do with cost. This is the well-architected ability to run the workload. So it has nothing to do with cost. So it can be operational excellence. Is it performance excellence or is it reliability? So which one do you think? I already scratch out one. So which one do you want? Which one do you think?
Performance.
Performance. Okay. Anyone else?
Operational excellence sebab dia cakap operations tu.
Correct. Is this that you have to work effectively and get inside of their operations? Operational excellence. That is correct. Okay. So what is the benefit of cloud computing? This one, I think I have been asking you this question from day one. What is the benefit? Because that's the first thing that we learn about cloud computing. The benefits of cloud computing select two: increase speed and agility, benefit from smaller. This one is the wrong word. Smaller economy of scale is economy of scale. Trade variable expenses for upfront expenses. This one is wrong. You wanna trade upfront expenses with variable expenses. Okay, maintaining infrastructure capacity. Stop spending money running and maintaining data servers. So this is one. And another one is increase speed and the agility of it. Okay, so it'll be A and E. Okay, so that's the end of our module 10. Congratulations. Settle. Any question first before we go for our first mock test? Yay, Sophie, tepuk tangan. Any particular questions? If no, I'll have the test ready for you. In the meantime, you can just think if you have any questions. Okay, let me just publish you this. Okay, so let me see whether is it there already or not. So I can just close this, close this, close this, this, this. Okay, I can close this, close also, close. Okay, so I have published 7 mock exam. Okay, we can try our first mock exam at 3:15. I'll give you 1 hour to finish the mock exam. They should have 65 questions, just like the real exam. So try your very best to have each question answered below 1 minute, under 1 minute. Okay. In the real test, in the real exam, you will be given 90 minutes, which is half an hour more than what I'm giving you. Okay, so this is just so that you can feel stressed now, but later on, so that when you are given 90 minutes, you will not feel as stressful as you are with me. Okay, so this is also for you to make sure that you are able, if let's say you can answer all this question under 1 minute, you'll have a lot more time to review and check your work to make sure that um you're not doing any silly mistakes, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. Everybody able to open up the mock exam? I can. Everyone else can?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. Alia will give a thumbs up. Good job, Alia. Okay, you can start now. It's 3:15. I will give you 1 hour. 100000. 1 hour. Starting now. Aziz Iskandar has already hand in after 15 minutes. Impressive. Tepuk tangan sikit. Haris, since you have time, you can go and try out the rest of the mock exam if you want. I already uploaded 7 of them. If you want, you can just have a look. If you want to try some more, you can do so. 10 minutes. last 4 minutes. Let me see how many people have hand in. I have 17 responses. Should have 22 people, right? So there should be 5 more. Again, as I mentioned, if you are done, if let's say you want to try out the second test, it's up to you. As because I already made all the tests repeatable. You can try it out once you finish the first test. If you want to try it again, I think it should be able uh, to redo the test. But I'm not sure. You should try it out. I already disabled the response only once. Okay, that try will read good. Thank you for trying. Okay, I have 18 responses. You have 2 more minutes. From what I can see at the moment, were but 5 people is below the score, below 70. Average at the current moment is 53.74. This is not taking into account 15 question that is not what do you call that? Not accounted for. We are taking as 65 as a whole, not 50 as a whole. I can see Haris has already done his second test. First 10 question agak payah. Okay. It's normal. Dia biasa awal-awal bila masuk tu kan dia terkejut sekejap. It's 10 question kan macam but you get used to it. Yes, you get used to it. Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time's up. Okay, in actuality, you should have 30 more minutes, but for this particular exercise, we make it into 60 minutes only. All right, I have 18, meaning we are short with 4 people. Okay. Anyway, as I mentioned just now, for if it is 65 questions, those that are below 45, I think, let me just calculate it again. Calculator times 65. 45.5. So anything that is below 45, we consider as a fail. So at the current moment, we have 2, 4, 5 people that is below 45. I'm not sure whether, I think once you're done with your test, you should, I think they will give out how much that you will get, because I set it as once you're done, you should have the result for you. So I just want to make sure you do get the number, the count, how many you got correct and how many you got wrong. You do, right? Yes, okay. Thank you, Misa. Oh no, Misa. Okay, I have 19. So let's wait for 3 more. Then I will release the score. For now, we have 2 people that got full marks, all 65 correct. We have 3 people that got only 1 wrong. Above 6, in a sense, above 60, those that got only 5 or less wrong, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total of 8 people got 90 and 60 and above. Okay, so how is it so far? First mock exam. Okay. I would like to say is the 15 odd questions are counted to the full mark. No, like I said, the 15 questions that are uncounted, it will not be counted in the 50. They already have their set of 50. Those are the only one that will be counted towards your score. But you will not know which 15 it is. There will be no asterisks or anything like that. You will not know. It will be a random. Yes, even if you answer it correctly, it will not be counted. So we should aim for 45. Yes, you should aim 45 plus. That's the what I was saying in essence just now. We take it as all 65 is the real question. You are allowed the max. I did mention the maximum. If you are really lucky, the maximum amount of question that you are allowed to get wrong is 30. But that one, if you are really lucky, meaning the one that you got wrong are all the uncounted one, and then plus the other 15, so that you can get 70%. But like I said, you wouldn't know which one will be the 15 question that is uncounted for. That one you will not know. So you should aim only 15 question at maximum to get wrong. More than that is atapaga, we don't know already. So if let's say you got 15 wrong, and even though you got all 15 uncounted right, it's not going to be considered as you. If let's say you got 16 wrong, 15 is still a tapaga, 16 wrong, and you got all 15 of the uncounted one correct, it is still considered as a fail. Weightage wise, yeah, I wouldn't say that it is all that bad. It's not really all that bad, but yes, weightage per question is high. Okay, so there are some situational questions. Someone asked me about situational questions. You can see just now in the mock exam. Even in previous questions also, I think we put some situational questions. You have a certain file, or you have a certain situation, which EC2 instances that you should take, which plan you should choose, so on and so forth. But it's not really all that, in a sense, all that technical. Is either you choose which plan it is and so on, something like that. Very simple. But of course, the problem I would say for most questions would be the similarities between one classes to another. That's one. Another one is the way the wording of the questions and the wording of the answers. They'll make sure sometimes the answers are very, very similar, very, very close to the real answer to confuse you. I think that's the trick most of the time. But if let's say you are someone that scored really, really good in their SPM with ABC, you should be able to do this. Uh, mm. Okay, so any feedback on the question? We have half an hour more. I don't think so. We have enough time to do another mock exam. But the mock exam are already published. You are free to do them at any time. Do try them out first before you go for your real exam. I seriously recommend you to do the test first before going for the exam. I'm not sure whether I know that some of you say that tomorrow is the exam. I'm not sure whether it is a fixed date already or how. Because normally you have to register for the exam. So I'm not really sure whether you have already registered for tomorrow or how it is. But if you have enough time to go through the exam, the test, the mock paper, like I said, it will help you in at least to see some of uh, the way that they can the way that you can approach to answer the question. But I can see Haris and a few others are doing very well in the test. Okay, Akim also did very well. Sufi also very well this exam. Like I said, most of you did pretty good. I wouldn't say that not good. There is a number, like as I said, currently there's 20 of you that already hand in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Six people which is 5 people, I would say, is below 45. One is on 45 itself. So still considered as, I would say still considered as, let's put it as pass at 45. So let's say that only 5 people. So these 5 people, maybe they need to look at the notes again and then go through the test that we do that's given to you yesterday, today, the day before yesterday, for the past 3 days. Go through them per module and then do the mock exam again. I would say that would help as well to reinforce all the information again. Because like I said, there's quite a number of things that you need to memorize. This is not my kind of exam. I have to be honest with you. This is not my kind of exam. I'm not really good at memorizing. I'm not really good at at this kind. But I do have a few tricks in a sense by elimination and stuff like that. That's the only way for me to get through this kind of exam. Okay. Any questions? Like I said, we have about half an hour. I'm not sure whether if you want to do the next exam, go ahead. I'm here if there is any questions that you want to ask regarding the questions, regarding the mock exam or anything like that. I am here. If let's say you have some confusion and you want some explanation, if I am not here and if the class finished already or something like that, you can put the question in the classroom, and then whenever I see it, I can go and explain why the answers is as such and such and those kind of stuff. Okay, I have 20 people. There's 2 more. Not sure who they are. Okay, let me see. Yeah, okay. Someone already did the exam 3. Okay. I can see that already. Exam 2. Let me see again. Exam 2. Okay, only one person. So as mentioned, you can if there is no question, you can try out all the questions with with regards to the module 1 to 9, the quiz that I gave you, as well as you can go and do the rest of the mock exam. And you can ask me if there is any questions regarding the exam questions or anything as such. I'll still be here for the next half an hour because we already finished all our modules. If you need any more extra, if you need any extra explanation, then I'll still be here.
I have question.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mock 1, question number 11.
Exam 11. Yes, go ahead. 11. Okay, we have it here. Number 11. Just go to number 11 here. Okay, an organization has a large number of technical employees who operate their AWS cloud infrastructure. Okay, I remember this one. Okay, let me see, correct or not? My answer for that, yes, correct. Okay, an organization has large number of technical employees who operate their AWS cloud infrastructure. Okay, what does AWS provide to help organize them into teams? Okay, here is one of the keyword, organize them into teams and then assign appropriate permission. Okay, there's another one, permission for each team. Okay, IAM rules are for temporary usage, temporary privileges. Okay, so this is not really quite the answer for it because you have a number of employee that is working permanently for you. So this is not really the right answer for it. IAM users, you can do that, but it will be tedious because you have to do one by one. And if let's say they changes to another department or to another role, you have to change them individually. Okay, so you have also AWS organization. What does organization do? They manage accounts. They don't manage users. So what's left is the IAM user groups. You set the policy per groups and then you select the users to be in which group. I think I showed you an example of this. I created the front end group and then the back end group, and then I assign user to only be able to use EC2 and a certain user only able to use RDS. So when you have a group of people working for you, and then they are allowed to do for certain things only, who operate their cloud infrastructure. The infrastructure can be anything. It can be as mentioned, it can be their database, it can be their EC2 instances, it can be their S3 storage, it can be anything, infrastructure by itself. So how do you categorize them or how do you group them? So this is the keyword, like I said just now, to group them, organize them in a sense, a group of people, you organize them and assign them permission, appropriate permission. Permission should be with IAMs. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, because I was confused between those two, user groups and organizations. Because
Okay.
organizations is
Organize
cross
is
team,
for
right?
accounts. Yes, it's for account. It's not for the employee. Employee can have their own accounts, but you have to remember that for organization, the maximum number of accounts for them to be able to that can handle. I think maximum is 4 at the current moment. I can get you the right number again. But it is to manage accounts instead of manage the users. That's the difference.
Okay. Okay.
Cik Rosni nak tanya,
Yeah.
exam
Yes.
adakah soalan dia, katakanlah Faris, lepas tu Nazif kan, soalan exam tu esok ni kalau dia orang ambil, adakah sama ataupun berbeza dengan saya? Macam saya ambil pukul 9.30, katakanlah adik Faris
Ah,
pukul 2. Adakah soalan kami sama ataupun
no,
berbeza?
no. It's not gonna be the same.
Oh, memang dia berbeza lah untuk semua orang. Oh, okay.
Even if you take the same time also, you may not get the same questions.
Okey, lagi satu, adakah sebab masa kita nak daftar exam kan dia akan tanya pekerja ke student, lepas tu level mana kita AWS tu. Adakah dia akan mengikut kita punya level tu? Katakan
No,
saya tak pernah belajar
no,
AWS, saya tak pernah guna
no,
AWS. Oh tak, dia
no,
tak ikut level
no,
kita.
no.
Okay.
CCP is only for fundamental. As I mentioned, it is the level itself is standard. It's gonna be the same. Even if you have 10 years of experience in cloud computing and you're taking CCP, they're not gonna make the question harder for you. No, they're not.
Oh, okay. So samalah semua orang.
Correct.
Oh,
So don't worry. This one will be a closed book exam, just so that you remember you are not allowed to use that you're not allowed to have any notes, anything written or anything anywhere in your room, just to be clear. Okay, there are exams where it is open book. Normally for architect also is not open book. I know CKA is open book because you have to do a lot of coding. So you are allowed to look at the books to see the syntax and everything. But for this one, because there's no coding, no nothing, it's not an open book. And when you are doing the exam, you are not to open other windows and stuff like that because you'll be sharing your desktop. The proctor will be able to see whatever it is that you are doing on the desktop. You don't go like this one, right? You go and then you open up something like this one, and then you open up this one. This one. No, you don't go and open anything other than the website that you are supposed to open. Okay. I was told that in centers, they normally have PCs. They normally have PCs, but I can't guarantee. So that one, I'm like I said, I'm not so sure. If you have a number for them, number for that particular center, you can ask them in advance, just to make sure. I know that you are not allowed to bring any personal things. No phones, no smartwatches, no nothing to go inside the exam hall.
Kalau kita
Okay.
habis awal, macam mana?
Sorry?
Kalau siap awal,
Siap awal, you can hand in. Tak jadi masalah.
oh, okay. So tak semestinya kena tunggu sampai habis lah.
No.
Okay.
Kalau dah confident, you feel memang memang dah okay dah, satisfied with it, then you can hand in the test. And once you hand in, you should know whether you pass or fail. But officially, it's within 5 working days. Normal cases is 24 hours to 48 hours. You will get an email. Oh, since everyone is done, I do, Rina asked me to do something just now. You are supposed to, where was it? She gave me a message this morning saying that you need to fill up something. Let me just look for that particular message. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, let me download this. It says that you need to give a feedback. I think you need to what do you call that? Let me, where is this file? Oh, in download, is it? Okay, sorry. Let me just go and get it. Okay. Okay, there you go. You need to give feedbacks on the training. I think most probably you have to give feedback regarding me, I guess, regarding the material, regarding the instructor, so on and so forth. So you just scan it and then give your feedback. Let me close this. Since we still have time, so you can just do that first. And market exam one, I have 21 responses. Still the same, only 5 people that got under 45. So I will release the score now. Okay.
Cik Rosni nak tanya soalan ni luar pada
Saya,
ni.
oh,
Kalau
luar
ah,
pada negara.
ya, macam kalau kat Malaysia ni, siapa yang dikonsider sebagai pakar cloud? Ada seseorang individu ke yang memang famous lah, macam satu dunia kenal dia. Dia ni pakar cloud ataupun pakar cyber security. Cuma macam tu lah maksud saya. Ada tak dia
Okay,
pakar
okay.
cloud?
For cloud itself, because cloud itself, I'm not really sure because I would say that, I know some people from Google that they use Google Cloud a lot, and they travel, in a sense, they travel between Malaysia and um, in and out of Malaysia lah. It's a Chinese guy. I know that particular person, but he is not doing AWS. He's doing Google. But to say that he is considered as a master for cloud, I wouldn't be able to say that because, like I said, it uses different platform. So if let's say you ask him to use the resources in AWS, it will be different because Google have its own set of resources, its own set of how do you say uh, uh, apa tu instances and for compute for memory, so on and so forth. Database also they have their own. Even they have their own application in the sense we use Google Classroom, we use Google Documents and stuff like that. So they have their own set of things. For AWS, it's a different things. So to say that someone is a master in cloud, it's a bit hard because it will consider into a lot of elements, whether they are good in all of the platforms or whether they are architect for cloud. Because Google also they have their own certification. If let's say you want to take a certification for Google, they have their own set. AWS have their own set. Microsoft also have their own sets. So to say a single person is a master, like I said, I know one or two people which is in Google. In AWS, mm, not so not so much, not in a sense, not so many people that I know in terms of implementation. I know that they are good in AWS, but I'm not sure how in terms of implementation, how many projects they have done, successful project, and so on and so forth. So that one I can't help you on that. Sorry to say.
Okay, satu soalan ni. Kalau dekat Malaysia, AWS punya data center dekat mana?
They are building one. If I'm not mistaken, last time I heard they are doing one yang dekat dengan dekat Glamary tu. I heard, but I'm not sure whether it's still on or not.
Oh, yang dekat Elmina tu, actually itu Google.
Oh, that one is Google.
That one is data
Okay.
center.
There
Ada
is
dua.
another one. There's one kat situ and then satu lagi dekat Negeri Sembilan. I heard, but I'm not sure. I think maybe both of them are Google or something. I'm not sure. But AWS for data center, I know they have one, but I'm not. I, I have to ask around again. It's not at the top of my mind right now. Because if you look at regional, they have one. So it's either is it still in planning or it's not operational yet. Because if you look at the regional map, you can see one in Singapore and you can see one in Malaysia. So it's either they have planned for one and it's not yet operational, or it is operational but certain services is not available. Either that. But I know it's on the west coast, not in the east coast. Sebab let me just go and open up. Ni dah siap ke? Yang scan ni. Can I open something else? Can Alright. Let me just get that. AWS again. It should be in the AWS here, and where you have the map, you can go to and when you go see the region. Where is okay? Here it is. When you go see the region again, and then in Asia Pacific, you should be able to see one in Malaysia. You do have one. Asia Pacific in Malaysia. You do have 3 availability zone, and it is in the West Coast. Launched last year. So that's why I know there is one. I thought it was the one at Almina. Because again, they need to have 3 availability zones. So I thought there will be one in Almina, one in Nilai, or was it Spring Hill? One over there. And then they'll have another one. Because it should be a few miles away, but close enough to have low latency. Does that answer your question?
Ya, answer. Okay lah, itu nak tanya. Kalau macam orang yang kena buat multi cloud kan, tu maksud dia kena ada, katakanlah dia kena buat Google Cloud dengan AWS. So dia kena ada dua-dua sijil lah, betul tak? Multi cloud.
If you want, yes, if you want to have certified for all of the cloud platform, yes, you might need to get that.
Tapi dari segi kerja, ada ke yang jenis kena campur-campur je tu? Multi cloud.
Normally no.
Oh, normally
no.
So kalau one company dia ambil satu cloud ni,
They would,
kalau dia ambil
yes, they would
Alibaba je lah. Tak boleh campur.
Normally that's how they do it. Because if let's say you want to do, for instance, if you have multiple provider of cloud provider, one thing as mentioned, as I showed you before, for S3, if let's say you have memory, you have storage, and then from one region, if you let's say if you are using the same services, not the same service in a sense, from the same cloud provider, if from S3 to EC2 taking data from S3, they won't charge you. But if let's say you are taking it out of the region, then they will charge you. Definitely they will charge you if let's say you are taking it out from the AWS environment itself, the AWS cloud, to outside. In a sense, if you are downloading your S3, the data from S3, it is counted. They will charge you. So in that way, it's going to be the same charges if, let's say, you are transferring the data to another, if let's say another instances in Google, let's say Google have some compute instances and it is taking data from the S3, they will charge you. So that's one of the reasons why mostly people will have it in one environment only, in one what do you call that, provider. This is to reduce costs. I'm not saying that you cannot do it. Yes, you can. But in business point of view, it will not be profitable. If let's say I am your project manager, I will not do that. Okay, Idris, did answer dah?
Okay, answer.
Okay.
Sebab ada tengok budak-budak yang cloud ni lah, sebab ada some of them yang nampak dia ada banyak set tau. So macam
Yes.
dia ni buat
Okay.
cloud dia jaga ke? Lepas tu
Reason being, in some cases, in some companies, they don't want to go for AWS. In some companies, they want to go for Google. Some companies, they don't believe in AWS. They want to go for Azure because Microsoft, they have done everything with Microsoft. Their infrastructure itself is already aligned with Microsoft. So for someone who wants to go into that infrastructure, if they have some contract, in a sense, you want to do some, they open up a contract. Let's say there is a job that is required for you to do. They have an opening, but for that particular company, the infrastructure that they are using is Azure. So if you have AWS fundamentals, let's say you have the CCP, you do have the fundamental knowledge for AWS, but you don't have the fundamental knowledge for Azure. Get me, yeah? So in that sense, kalau you masuk dalam tu, if you go inside that particular company, for you to handle the cloud components for Azure is going to be different. The naming convention is also going to be different. So that's one of the reasons why most people, some people, I wouldn't say most, some people will have multiple certification. This is the same goes for when you are doing networking. You can see people having Cisco, they will have not just Cisco, they will have what do you call that? That Huawei, Cisco, Huawei certification, Cisco certification, ISO certification. These are all so that when they go for, in essence, to do a certain job for a certain company, they require this type of certification. That's about it. To make sure that, okay, when you employ me, you know that you are employing someone with credentials, that I do know how to do the work. That's just that. Kalau berminat boleh je kumpul CJ banyak-banyak.
tak boleh lah, silver boleh guna sekali je. Yang lain tu boleh guna, tapi kena bayar balik.
Kalau nak jadi trainer kan, macam mana dia punya path I mean
nak jadi trainer, macam tak nak kerja je, nak jadi trainer je.
Contoh.
Okay, for me, I myself, I am already coming to 50 years old. I'm 49 this year. I have been working in the industry for more than almost 30 years. I started working when I was 21. I came back from the US. I came back from US and I started working at the age of 21. After that, I work in numerous places, but I started doing training after, I think, about just a few years back. Reason being because I'm not saying that I don't believe trainers without experience. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if a trainer with experience, with working experience, they can share more when doing training. They can share in terms of working experiences, whatever that has been done in the industry, they can bring it to the students. I believe that. There's no point in teaching theories without any real world, I would say real world concept, because the world itself is not in the utopian concept. Nothing is perfect in this world. So you do have things that have errors here and there that you need to take into consideration. Okay, so if let's say you want to be a trainer, do get the certification, do get your trainer certification. That's one of the things that you need to have as well if you want to be a trainer. Because people will not, and I said, okay, kejap. Oh, there is a question here. Let me just go and see the chat first. Sarah has deployed, and number 44. Sarah has deployed, sorry, this one. Number 44. Oh, no, this one. Oh, this is a different sort of question. Has deployed an application in the Northern California region. After examining the application traffic, she noticed that about 30 points. Not sure what 30 is. In ada satu company dia tak complete. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is in which test? Oh, mock exam 2. Okay, I'll get back to you on this one. Okay, I'll get back on number 30. Apa maksud fundamental tak sama ke servis tu yang lain maksudnya? Okay, I think this is with regards to different cloud computing provider. I think this is what I was talking about between the fundamentals. I would say it's not the fundamentals, it's the services that they provide. They do provide compute, they do provide memory, storage, and stuff like that. But the way it works may be different. Okay, and also the pricing will be different between Azure, Google, and AWS. Okay, so that's what I mean between the fundamentals between all those services. What job that been offered if we get this? Okay. In terms of job scope, I would say with this certification, you can get a junior post for cloud. It can be in terms of I wouldn't say junior technical in a sense of management cloud. I wouldn't say cloud management. It depends on which area that you are going for. If it is for any cloud computing, it can be for any junior post, because this, like I said, this is just a fundamental one. This certification is a fundamental certification. It's just to show people that you do have a basic understanding of what AWS offers with their cloud computing. Okay, let me get, okay, there is what job. Okay, I think that's answered that particular question. Okay, let me see number 2. Let's have a look again. Where is that thing again? Kejap. Admin, Adwina, Are you there already? Nak ambil gambar dulu ke?
Yes. Mr. Rosnin got another
Sorry.
one more QR code for Google review. That one for
Oh,
our
ya ke?
training lah. Yes. Second one.
I
No,
don't
that
know.
one.
You get
Okay.
Sure.
I'm just waiting for
Let
that.
me. Okay, sorry. So did you send it to me again?
The same page, the
Oh,
QR.
the same page? Oh, okay.
Yes. So got
Oh,
okay.
there's two page.
Actually 2 page.
Okay, so okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
So
this
there you go.
one you guys just scan and give the rating stars aja. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Next one is how 770 US. So I'm going to send details. And purchase will be part of it.
Esok nak kena ambil gambar ke, Arifina?
Thanks,
Tak payah ambil gambar hari ni.
Hari ni kena ambil gambar juga. So after this, Mr. Rosni want to share something with them? So you can actually.
Yes.
Okay.
If anything, I'll just share it in the classroom. You guys are still accessible in the classroom. Do you have any problem like just now the questions you were saying that it's not finished, then you can just ask me in the question. Just put it in the classroom, then I'll get back to you on that one.
Just give them a few more minutes for them to scan the QR code for
Yes,
Google
the
review.
QR code, and then do the.
And then we take a class test. After that, if Mr. Rosni want to tambah sikit-sikit for them before conclude the class later pun okay.
Number 44. Okay, here we go. Okay.